we're reading fanfics. Jason Derulo.
This was not my idea.
That's not the right Jason.
I think this is. Okay, yeah. Why are we 17?
Oh, okay, we're a minor. I don't think we should read that one.
Yeah, we're not reading that one.
The Man in the Woods. That one.
Oh!
Oh, never mind.
Okay, chat. Okay, let's look. I think it's good. Two large arms swung around me and I tried to break free,
and some NSFW.
but they were too strong. Before I knew it, I was pulled underwater and everything went black. Wait, where the hell do you see that? Oh.
Down there.
Where? What? Oh. I'm stupid. Should we?
Okay, start reading.
Bro, I'm not. Okay. Bro, kill yourself. Wait,
okay.
Wait.
Should I be the one who is...
We're 19.
We're 19, okay. Jason is 24.
We're still a minor. Stop. I don't want this.
Technically, it's not a minor, since that's an adult.
We had the choice of being 17.
Who the fuck is picking 17? People who out there is picking 17. I want to know. I will find your address and I will attack you.
Bro, it's freaking this. Ah!
Okay. YN.
No hate.
YN. You woke up to a familiar voice screaming your name. YN, are you up? It's 10 past 6. We're going to be late. All my thoughts came like a bullet to the head. Camp. I got up as quickly as I could, slipped on my favorite
outfit,
and grabbed my bags. I ran down the stairs, almost tripping on the last step.
Let me guess, our dad is dead.
Morning,
I'm guessing our dad is dead.
I said, gasping for air. YN, there's not even a time to eat. Just grab some toast and get your ass out the door.
I bet our dad's dead.
And our mom's abusive, apparently. She glared down at me, and I slipped away to grab my breakfast. She was already out the door when I noticed one thing was missing. I dropped my bags and made my way up the stairs and grabbed my locket. It was empty, but it meant a lot to me. It was a gift from your father before he died in a car crash.
Chap, we're about to become the stereotypical YN.
But before I could drift off into memory, I was snapped out of it from my mother's piercing voice. YN, you are going to miss the bus! I quickly snapped the locket around my neck and ran back down the stairs. You snapped the locket around your neck? Excuse me?
We gotta tie our hair up in a messy bun and blink our orbs.
Ran down the stairs, grabbed my bags, and went
straight bullied!
Outside to the awaiting bus. As I turned back to wave at my mom, she was already inside. I looked away and walked into the bus. My head hung, looking around to find a free seat. I saw one in the very back. Perfect. I quickly ran to the back seat, but tripped over someone's foot, the sound of laughter engulfing my thoughts. I quickly got up and went to the back, hiding my cherry-colored cheeks. The laughing continued. I couldn't stand it.
Bro, we're stereotypical YN!
Get out!
Get out!
Haha, watch where you're going, loser.
The voice circling in your mind. Loser. No, I shouldn't listen to them. After all, they don't know what they are talking about. Time skip.
I fell asleep on the bus and woke up to the driver's loud call.
Camp Crystal Lake, everyone!
Off!
No, you stupid. They're supposed to be like, pause here and then go.
Oh.
Oh well, come on.
I gathered up my things and ran out the
that.
bus, being pushed, shoved, and laughed at. Why does this have to be my first impression?
Hey, man.
I shook off the bad thoughts and made my way to the front. When a hand touched my shoulder, I spun around and saw that it was a guy about 5'8" with chestnut-colored hair and red tips with a peach-colored face and baggy clothes.
Hear me out.
Hey! His voice shocked me since I haven't heard a guy's voice in a while since I was homeschooled by my mother from after elementary.
Hi.
I said awkwardly, "My name's Justin. What's yours?" He said with a big grin on his face.
YN.
YN. I hope you had a good ride. Your cabin is straight ahead to the right all the way at the end. You thanked him and then ran off. A peony color filling your cheeks. He was sweet.
It was only like 8:25 when I arrived, so it was getting dark. As I arrived to the cabin, I heard music, voices, and laughter. I opened the door and was greeted by drunk couples making out, people smoking, people drinking, and a few passed out on the floor. Great. I sat my stuff down. I'm gonna make you pass out! Great. I sat my stuff down on my bed and started to unpack when I heard a loud voice yell, "Hey, you!" The loud music was the only thing heard when I turned around there. There was a red-haired guy standing right behind me and glaring at me. Me? I asked questionably. Yeah, you. Want to have a drink? He said, offering you some beer. No, I don't drink. His expression changed quickly and started to laugh. Hey, you hear that, little miss? Wait, what, are you a virgin too? Yeah, little miss virgin here doesn't drink. Everyone gave me glares and I turned red and ran out as they laughed and then continued doing what they were doing. I slammed the cabin door and ran out to the lake. I started crying to myself right next to a tree. Why me? Out of all people, why do I have to suffer through this? I lay down listening to the soft rustling of leaves and water.
Ruffling.
Ruffling. How does the water rustle? Rustles water. The soft rustling of leaves and water. I ended up falling asleep in my own tears on the ground, but I couldn't help but feel as though someone was watching me. Chat, we're stereotypical YN.
This sucks ass.
It does. Chat, no hate to the creator. No hate to the creator.
Different.
Hair color.
Hair color. Hair color. I wish you guys could see Spooks' freaking, the way they freaking move when they did the, no. Because it is so fucking hilarious.
I can't stop laughing.
Making my way through the woods, I noticed a peculiar sound coming from the main campus. Teens. I stomped over to the tree to hide myself from the sight and noticed a few people walking over to the camp.
A few guys. Wait, a
few
few
girls. Guys, just the usual bunch. Many were drinking, some even smoking.
Outrageous!
They think they can come
into my camp, not on my watch! One Mexican down!
Step off my
land!
Well, I guess I'll have to kill them off like all the others.
I turned to face the lake inside deeply, then turned back and noticed something. Noticed someone!
They were pretty small and had
eye-colored eyes and beautiful hair-colored hair.
No,
I mustn't fall into these temptations. I have to protect the lake. My lake! But some strange force was
keeping me from returning to the tree. I kept following this girl like something wanted me to.
Bro, clear. Wipe your mouth. No, get off of me.
I'm drooling. Sorry guys. It's just Jason. He makes me drool.
Stop.
Jason. I could hear my mother's voice ringing in my ears. I listened closely to her soothing voice. Hello, my dear boy. It's time for you to kill again. For Mommy. Make them pay for what they did to you. For what they did to me.
You smell.
Excuse me.
I was about to start raging at the thought of what they did to Mother when she interrupted my thoughts. Listen, Jason, I know we haven't done this, but I need to keep that girl alive. She has value. She doesn't like the other teens. She is different. I need you to take her and keep her. She's meant for you, my dear boy. She is all yours.
I smiled under my mask. Oh, mine. I knew something was drawing me towards her. It was Mother all along. I continued to follow her until I entered. Looks at you. You're scaring me. Do I smell that bad, bro? Bro.
Continue reading.
Die. I took a shower. This is not funny, bro. Maybe it's because I sweat during my sleep. That's probably what you're feeling.
Bro, stop.
I continued to follow her until she entered a cabin with a few other teens.
Next you know, you're gonna burp.
How could she be drawn to that filth? I attempted to hold in my anger, but I immediately slashed my machete to a nearby tree and it almost fell when I caught it and rested it on the ground softly.
In on. The small sound of leaves rustling hushed. I sat and waited for her to come out again, and she did. I smiled when seeing her, but looked questionably at her when I saw her face. Crying. My girl is crying. Whatever those teens did to her, they will pay. Bro, stop. I was about to storm into the cabin and murder all of them, making every death as painful as I could, but I had to follow her to make sure she was okay. I walked through the woods until I found her, laying down on the ground, sleeping. I couldn't help but blush at how cute she is. I had to watch her.
I'm not like other girls. Not.
Bro, I flippin' knew this was stereotypical YN, and others knew it too. Okay, so I sat. Hold up. Where was I?
I don't know.
I walked through the woods until I found her, laying down on the ground, sleeping. I couldn't help but blush at how cute she is. Blushes, cute lay. I had to watch her. After all, she was too cute to leave there in the dirt, so I sat down and watched her fall asleep and couldn't help but wonder, is she cold? A few minutes passed and I noticed her shivering. I started to get a little bit panicky and took off my jacket. I placed my large item of clothing on her softly and she immediately stopped, the warmth of me keeping her from freezing. I smiled at the thought of me comforting her, but she shuffled over and I immediately hid, still watching her sleep. Nothing can keep her from being in my possession. Nothing.
Next part. Mask.
Oh, that's what the mask is. That's what the point of the mask is. Okay.
Wait, I have a surprise.
What? I hate you.
The sound of crickets chirping woke me, and I slowly opened my eyes to the setting sun. To my surprise, I was sleeping for about 30 minutes. I sat up. Hold up, I'm choking on air.
Stop choking on air, gang.
I sat up and noticed how warm it was. And when I looked down, there was a huge, and I mean huge, military green jacket resting on me, and a faint smell of blood. But it couldn't be that, right? The leaves behind me rustled, and I turned around in shock. But there was nothing there, so it must have been some kind of animal. I got up, wiped the dirt off of me, and headed off to the docks, holding the jacket in my left hand. When I got to the docks, I sat down at the edge, removed my shoes and socks. I rested my feet in the water, looking at the now dark sky. It's so beautiful, I muttered to myself in amazement. The water was cold but extremely refreshing. I sat there for a good few minutes, dazing off when I lifted to jacket up to my face. When I lifted to jacket up to my face. Okay.
Lifted the jacket.
I checked for names. The fuck? I checked for names, tags, or anything of that sort, and saw one. It was a messy handwriting, but pretty clear. Jason. Why was that name? Jason. Why was that name so familiar? Could it have been an old friend of mine? Maybe it was in a book or newspaper headline? I was blasted out of my inner thoughts by the strangest thing, a hockey mask in the water. I jumped a little, but then looked at it closer, leaning towards the water. 2 large holes for sight. 3 red stripped, including one across
stripes.
It says stripped!
What? We're gonna strip?
Including one across the forehead area that made it look mad. And the holes all across the sides for the wearer to breathe. It was fascinating.
I leaned in to grab it, but 2 large arms swung around me, and I tried to break free, but they were too strong. Before I knew it, I was pulled underwater, and everything went black. Hold up, wait. We gotta read the comments. Wait a minute. This is from a TikTok. It's metal, don't worry. My feet start to hurt whenever it has contact with cold lake water. Bro, I can't swim. He's straight trying to kill me. Jason, mate, I can't fucking swim. Why'd you do that? If I were to be pushed in, I'd meet a fate similar to Jason's. I can't fucking swim.
Iron. Nice.
So I'm gonna drown for the second time, but this time I actually die.
Never have I ever thought Jason's mask looked mad. Wait, we should look up a picture. Please, my feet are crusty as fuck.
Bro, what?
Please. Jason's mask.
Bro, that does not look mad. It looks more like an arrow.
I'm an arrow.
I will make you into an arrow.
Oh.
Come on. I love comments.
Mine. After 2 minutes of watching her doze off, I let her sleep and walk off to go kill off those teens. I grip my machete tight while watching them from afar. I noticed 2 people walking out of their cabin, probably a couple looking for some privacy. The guy has red hair and the girl has blonde. She looks so plastic. How revolting. I decided to go after them first. I followed them until I noticed the guy has the girl pinned up against the tree, kissing her. I wheeled my machete high. Before they could notice me behind them, I plunged it into the guy's back. It pierced straight through the girls and into the tree. The blood sprays all over me, but I ignore that, rip out my machete. Both of their bodies fall to the ground with a loud thump. I walk off to the cabin and make my way to the back, being as silent as possible. Why did I say possible like that? And peer in through the window. There's 8 in here. 5 guys and 3 girls. I walk through the back door, lock it, and enter the bathroom silently.
You biggie.
I hear 2 girls entering the bathroom and I wait. The one opens the door and screams, then I slash her head off. Her head lands in her friend's hands and she gets covered in blood. She screams and tries to run, but I grab her tight around the neck and slam her head into the wall and everything goes silent. 3 of the guys run over and try to fight me, but one of their head gets twisted. I slash one's torso clean off and grab the other's head and crush it in my palm. Blood gets all over me, dripping from my mask. I run into the next room and see one panicked girl and one guy comforting her. He has caramel hair and red tips.
Oh shoot.
Red tips. The other guy ran straight outside. I go
No! The guy from the beginning! The one I said hear me out on!
Get
No!
out!
No!
The other guy ran straight outside. I go for the guy and girl. And the girl kicks me in the face, knocking my mask off. She screams and runs into the guy's arm as he yells at me. I run over to grab my mask, put it on, and growl at them. I grip my machete tight with anger and throw it straight through the girl. I pull it out, kicking her body away, and grab the guy by his neck. I lift him up as he tries to wiggle free, but stick his neck through a coat hanger. It falls due to his weight, but it gets the job done. I walk outside looking down at the blood in my hand and shrug. I find the guy passed out on the floor outside and stomp on his head with a loud crack. I walk off back into the forest where the girl was, but she was nowhere in sight. I got a little bit worried, but saw her figure sitting on the dock, staring at the night sky. She's so elegant. How could she even be with all those pests? I enter the water quickly, making sure I'm not heard by her. Go right in front of the dock. She gets a little scared at the sight of my mask, but then she starts staring at me. I can finally get a good look at her. Her hair is like an angel. It flows beautifully in the wind. Her eyes, perfect eye color orbs.
Orbs! Orbs! Yeah! Hold up, wait. Please, I was just enjoying this. Why orbs? Not the orbs. I've got big lips and I'm too short. And I'm not too short. And let's see, I have the build of Michael from Halloween. Too stocky. Me who look like emo. Am I joking to you? My double chin freaking out. I guess his fair water just washed away. I love that, bro. I have kinky hair, sir.
Kinky hair!
They always be making us white with them paper thin lips. I'm black, honey. My lips be better than that. I got them thick. Hell yeah.
Her
Love that.
soft skin. Oh, I wish I could just feel it. Her
Bro.
small lips to her body structure is perfect.
Bro, he sounds like a creep.
He is a creep. What the fuck do you mean?
Oh yeah, he is. Oopsie.
Just then, she leans in. Now is my chance. I lunge outside of the water and grab her and drag her underwater. One arm around her waist, hand over her mouth, so she doesn't drown. But she doesn't make any noise. Just like I suspected, she passed out in my arms. I take her outside of the water and lay her down. My jacket is still in her hands. I take the soaking jacket and put it on. I pick her back up and bring her to a pretty large cabin in the middle of the woods. Home. I walk inside. What?
Chat, didn't he live in like a freaking shed or something?
I don't remember. I don't remember watching Friday the 13th.
I don't remember either. Just continue.
I walk inside and leave my machete leaning next to the door, so when she wakes up, she isn't that scared. I walk into the living room and open up a hatch that leads underground. I hop down, still holding her in my arms, and make my way through the tunnels. I stood by a bed and lay her down. I cuff her hands and attach the end to the wall just in case. I take a good look at her. I stroke her face, and just as I guessed, it was smooth as silk.
Don't touch my base skin.
I left a blood stain on her cheek, so I left for a second to go get a cloth. I made my way back up through and the hatch and closed it. My God. Went into the bathroom to grab a cloth and dampen it. Then I went back down. I swung open the latch and dropped down and rushed my way to clean her face. I wiped off the stain and left the cloth on the table next to her and stood in front of the bed, watching and waiting until she got up. She's all mine.
I don't want to read this anymore. First impressions! The smell of blood stung my senses, and I got up, gasping for air. I looked around, and everything seeming hazy. My wrists felt
My fucking legs!
My wrists felt cold, and I noticed they were cuffed.
Slurp, slurp.
I'm gonna punch you.
My bad.
I couldn't remember anything that happened. I placed a hand on my chest and felt my locket inside, feeling a little bit better in my current situation. I blinked a few times and yelped at the sight of a large man staring at me with the same hockey mask.
Sorry.
With the same hockey mask I saw floating in the water. I screamed out for help, but just as I did, the man walked towards me. I tried to I tried to move, but the cuffs were preventing me from going anywhere, and I started crying, kicking, and pushing myself against the wall. Somebody, please, help me! He pushes his hands out towards me and grabbed me. Let me go! Someone! Anyone! Please! He hugged me. He was trying to comfort me. He pat my head so gently. It's like I was glass, and I could break at any moment. I was trying really hard to stop crying and calm myself, but it was so hard not to. I was still freaked out on how I got here.
Hello?
I'm sorry, I'm looking at my phone. Okay. I was trying really hard to stop crying and calm myself, but it was so hard not to. I was still freaked out on how I got here. That was supposed to be in the trash. Put that back in the trash can. And who this man was. What the hell are you shaking?
Oh, my bad.
Just then, he pulled away and grabbed a chair from out of nowhere and sat down, staring at me. Who are you? I said, choking on my words.
You is crazy.
He didn't reply. Could he not speak or something? Can you speak? He shook his head but stopped and nodded. That's not a definite answer, but okay. I'll ask again. Who are you? I asked with a little bit of a rude tone in my voice. He pointed towards his jacket. That's the jacket that was on top of me. What was the name on it? Jack? No, Jason. Jason? Is that your name? I asked. He nodded and seemed to be a bit happy. I looked around for a bit and saw his hands, and my eyes widened. Is that blood? I gulped and then asked him, What's that on your hands, Jason? He looked down at his hands and back up at my face, his blue eyes shining in the faint light. He got up and left through a tunnel. Where is he going? My thoughts were interrupted by a large bag being thrown into the room. Oh my god, that's really large. Wait, is that a body bag? I looked around the corner, searching for the large man who I'm guessing threw the bag. He walked in and sat back down, gripping the bag. What's in there? He gestured to something hanging outside of the bag. It was an arm. I screamed at the limb hanging out of the bag, which was covered in blood. He stomped his foot on the ground, seeming angered with my reaction. So it is blood. Blood. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Hey, Jason, what do you... No, what are you gonna do with me? Are you gonna kill me? I said with a nervous tone. He shook his head and pointed at himself, then made a heart with his hand and pointed at me. You... love me? He twirls hair and blinks my beautiful, blue orbs at you. I almost choked on my words. He loves me? How is that possible? Who would be attracted to me? I'm just so different. Different, I say as I tuck my hair behind my ears, and Jason grabs my chin and shushes me. No, baby girl, you're not different. You're special. Special ed.
Wait, does it actually say that?
No. Bro, I made that up.
Okay, I was about to start crying.
Okay. Jason, can you let me go? Before I could even make eye contact with him again, the large man got up from the chair and threw it against the wall. He really wasn't happy. He walked towards me and grabbed my wrists, pressing down. He shook his head. No. I gasped. His voice was so husky and deep. He seemed to struggle with his wording, but the pain on my wrists kept bothering me. Okay, sorry for asking, but please, Jason, let me go. You're hurting me. He immediately pulled his hands off my wrists and sat back down. Sorry. I could tell he really was sorry. I felt kind of bad for the large man. After all, he is probably kind of lonely. Oh, wait, sorry. He is probably really lonely. After a few minutes of awkward staring, he spoke up. What's your name? He growled at himself for not speaking so clearly, so I just hushed him. No, it's all right, Jason. My name is Y.N. He muttered to himself and started repeating my name a few times. Y.N. Y.N. Pretty name. I could hear by his voice that he was smiling. He got up and left again. Jason, where are you going? No reply. I guess he was going to get something. Wait, how come I'm being so calm around him? Maybe because I understand what he feels like. Or maybe because he treats me well. Or is it that I like it here?